Childless and hopeless. Genesis chapter 16 and 19, verse 30 through 38. The birth of Ishmael. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had not been able to bear children for him, but she had an Egyptian servant named Hagar. So Sarai said to Abram, "The Lord has prevented me from having children. Go and sleep with my servant. Perhaps I can have children through her." And Abram agreed with Sarai's proposal. So Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, the Egyptian servant, and gave her to Abram as a wife. This happened 10 years after Abram had settled in the land of Canaan. So Abram had sexual relations with Hagar, and she became pregnant. But when Hagar knew she was pregnant, she began to treat her mistress Sarai with contempt. Then Sarai said to Abram, "This is all your fault. I put my servant into your arms, but now that she's pregnant, she treats me with contempt. The Lord will show you who's wrong, you or me." Abram replied, "Look, she is your servant, so deal with her as you see fit." Then Sarai treated Hagar so harshly that she finally ran away. The angel of the Lord found Hagar beside a spring of water in the wilderness along the road to Shur. The angel said to her, "Hagar, Sarai's servant, where have you come from and where are you going?" "I'm running away from my mistress, Sarai," she replied. The angel of the Lord said to her, "Return to your mistress and submit to her authority." Then he added, "I will give you more descendants than you can count." And the angel also said, "You are now pregnant and will give birth to a son. You are to name him Ishmael, which means God hears, for the Lord had heard your cry of distress. This son of yours will be a wild man, as untamed as a wild donkey. He will raise his fist against everyone, and everyone will be against him. Yes, he will live in open hostility against all his relatives." Therefore Hagar used another name to refer to the Lord, who had spoken to her. She said, "You are the God who sees me." She also said, "Have I truly seen the one who sees me?" So that well was named Bir Lahairoi, which means well of the living one who sees me. It can still be found between Kadesh and Bered. So Hagar gave Abram a son, and Abram named him Ishmael. Abram was 86 years old when Ishmael was born. Lot and his daughters. Afterward, Lot left Zoar because he was afraid of the people there, and he went to live in a cave in the mountains with his 2 daughters. One day, the older daughter said to her sister, "There are no men left anywhere in this entire area, so we can't get married like everyone else, and our father will soon be too old to have children. Come, let's get him drunk with wine, and then we will have sex with him. That way he will preserve our family line through our father." So that night they got him drunk with wine. And the older daughter went in and had intercourse with her father. He was unaware of her lying down or getting up again. The next morning, the older daughter said to her younger sister, "I had sex with our father last night. Let's get him drunk with wine again tonight, and you go in and have sex with him. That way we will preserve our family line through our father." So that night they got him drunk with wine again, and the younger daughter went in and had intercourse with him. As before, he was unaware of her lying down or getting up again. As a result, both Lot's daughters became pregnant by their own father. When the older daughter gave birth to a son, she named him Moab. He became the ancestor of the nation now known as the Moabites. When the younger daughter gave birth to a son, she named him Ben-Ammi. He became the ancestor of the nation now known as the Ammonites. God made a solemn promise to Abraham and Sarah that he would give them a child. He promised that their descendants would be as numerous as the stars in the sky. But by the time Abraham and Sarah had reached the age of rocking chairs and walkers, they still hadn't been given a child. Like many contemporary couples who experienced difficult conceiving, Abraham and Sarah probably went through their share of sadness, suffering, and self-doubts. Had God really promised them a child? If so, whose fault was it that no child had come? Eventually, Sarah decided to take matters into her own hands. She had Abraham sleep with her servant Hagar, who gave birth to a son named Ishmael. By the time Abraham and Sarah's own son Isaac was born a few years later, the family storyline was already more complicated than a soap opera. Today, Jews consider themselves descendants of Isaac, while Arabs consider themselves descendants of Ishmael. Some have suggested that today's geopolitical tensions stretch back to Sarah's impatience to have a child. You would think this experience would serve as a lesson, but some of Abraham's family members made similar errors later on. Jacob's wives convinced him to sleep with their servants to produce children, and his family became so dysfunctional that eventually 10 of his sons sold their brother Joseph into slavery. Lot's daughter became so desperate for children that they slept with their own father, producing 2 more ethnic groups that tormented the people of Israel for centuries. It is dangerous to lose faith in God and take matters into your own hands.